If you're enjoying this story, subscribe to Satoshi's Lullaby. New episodes every day. Now, let's continue. The city of London lay cloaked in a hush just before dawn. Picture May 2016. Amidst the waking hum, a revelation ripples through the world of technology and finance. In a modest room, a man sits with a BBC journalist. His demeanor steady, his voice calm. He declares an extraordinary truth. "I am Satoshi Nakamoto," he says, "the creator of Bitcoin." This man is Craig Wright. An Australian by birth, he carries the weight of 17 degrees in computer science. Known for a formidable intellect and an occasionally abrasive manner, Wright courts controversy like few others. In that moment, the cryptocurrency world trembles. Bitcoin, which emerged in 2009, had always remained shrouded in mystery. The identity of its creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, had been an enduring enigma, one of the digital age's great mysteries. Wright's bold claim sends shockwaves across the community. Reactions split. Some respected figures in the world of cryptography believe him. Others, however, raise immediate red flags, suspecting an elaborate deceit. The debate ignites passions and skepticism. All eyes turn to a simple test. Could Craig Wright prove his claim by signing a message with Satoshi Nakamoto's original private key? It could settle everything, yet Wright refuses, offering various reasons. Doubts and speculation multiply. For 8 long years, the controversy simmers. Wright becomes ensnared in legal battles and public scrutiny. Courtrooms become theaters of dramatic confrontations. Evidence is dissected with forensic precision. The digital community watches every development. The saga of Craig Wright transcends a mere technological dispute. It becomes a narrative of ambition, identity, and the human thirst for recognition. A story questioning the essence of being known, claiming authorship, and wielding influence in a world where anonymity and notoriety intertwine. As the story unfolds, the focus shifts. The question is no longer solely about Satoshi Nakamoto's identity. Instead, it probes deeper. Is Craig Wright who he claims to be? If not, what propels a man to stake such a claim? The answers evade simplicity, the implications profound. To grasp the narrative's complexity, we journey back in time. We begin in Brisbane, Australia, during the 1970s. Here, a young Wright's fascination with technology and cryptography takes root. These fields would come to define his future. From these formative years, we trace Wright's rise in the digital currency sphere. His involvement in various projects positions him as a figure of interest within the tech community. His reputation is one of deep investment in transformative technologies. Yet where there is light, shadows often lurk. The emergence of Bitcoin in 2009 rippled through the financial world. It challenged traditional systems, posing questions about money and trust. The mystery of Bitcoin's creator added allure to the cryptocurrency revolution. Who was Satoshi Nakamoto, and why choose anonymity? These questions captivated imaginations, spawning endless theories. By stepping forward, Craig Wright placed himself at the debate's heart. His claim to be Satoshi Nakamoto represents more than personal identity. It's a pivotal moment in digital currency's evolution, a testament to narrative power in shaping technological history. As we delve deeper, we encounter voices of skeptics and supporters. Cryptographic experts question Wright's evidence. Others scrutinize his intentions. The divide reveals much about the tensions in innovation, the balance between trust and doubt, progress and skepticism. In this intricate web of claims, counterclaims, and legal battles, Craig Wright looms large. His journey reflects broader themes resonating beyond Bitcoin and blockchain. It speaks to the human condition, the quest for meaning, and the pursuit of truth in an age of digital flux and ambiguity. Darkness settles softly over the unfolding narrative. Echoes of questions linger in the night's stillness. The server lights blink to life at 4:07 a.m., deep within the suburbs of Brisbane. Here, amid the quiet streets, a young Craig Wright began his journey. Born into a world at the brink of digital transformation, he showed an early curiosity about the universe's mechanics. Brisbane's peaceful neighborhoods served as a backdrop to a childhood filled with questions and exploration. Craig grew up as technology underwent rapid evolution. The 1970s ushered in changes that would lay the groundwork for the digital age. Personal computers hadn't yet infiltrated households, but their potential was already whispered about. Wright's imagination flourished in this environment, fueled by tales of space exploration and scientific breakthroughs. His parents, supportive and encouraging, enrolled him in a local school with a strong focus on science and mathematics. As a young student, Craig exhibited an aptitude for numbers and logic, setting him apart. Teachers noted his voracious appetite for knowledge and his ability to grasp complex concepts with ease. Craig wasn't just learning. He was constructing the framework for future endeavors in technology and cryptography. Outside the classroom, books became his refuge. The local library turned into his second home, an oasis where he immersed himself in texts about mathematics, electronics, and emerging computer technologies. These weren't just subjects, they were lenses through which he viewed the world. Every page he turned expanded his understanding, laying the groundwork for a lifelong passion. In the late 1970s, the first inklings of what would become the internet began to surface. Projects like ARPANET hinted at a future where information could traverse the globe in moments. For Craig, this was a revelation. The possibilities seemed limitless, and he was determined to be part of this technological revolution. By the early 1980s, personal computers started entering homes and schools. Craig seized every opportunity to engage with these machines. Captivated by the idea that a small box could process information and solve complex problems, he dove in. Hours turned into days as he taught himself to code, deciphering the language of computers with intuitive grace. His academic pursuits led him to the University of Queensland, where he delved into computer science and engineering. There, Craig's interest in cryptography began to flourish. The concept of encoding and protecting information fascinated him. It wasn't just about secrecy, it was about creating secure pathways in an increasingly connected world. During his university years, Craig immersed himself in research, pushing the boundaries of known knowledge. He was drawn to the works of cryptographers and mathematicians who laid the foundation for secure digital communication. This intellectual journey sharpened his analytical skills and broadened his understanding of cryptographic algorithms. Craig's academic achievements did not go unnoticed. He graduated with honors, recognized for contributions to various research projects. His professors saw a brilliance that promised to shine in computer science. Yet, for Craig, this was just the beginning. He was driven by insatiable curiosity and a desire to innovate. In the subsequent years, Craig's career spanned various sectors, from academia to corporate roles. Each position offered new challenges and opportunities to apply his knowledge. He garnered a reputation as a problem solver, tackling complex issues with creative solutions. His expertise in cryptography became a cornerstone of his professional identity. Despite his successes, Craig's journey was marked by a restless pursuit of innovation. He constantly sought new projects and collaborations that pushed technological boundaries. In the late 1990s, as the internet began connecting people in unprecedented ways, Craig focused on decentralized networks. This interest would later play a crucial role in his controversial claim. The dawn of the new millennium was a time of optimism and potential. The dot-com boom promised a digital future that was both exciting and unpredictable. Craig found himself at the forefront of this wave, exploring the myriad ways the internet could transform society. He remained deeply involved in cryptography, convinced of its potential to revolutionize online communication and transactions. Throughout his career, Craig maintained a diverse portfolio of interests. He wasn't content to focus solely on one aspect of technology. Instead, he explored intersections between fields, integrating software development, network security, and cryptographic theory. His approach was holistic and innovative, reflecting his belief in the interconnectedness of knowledge. In the early 2000s, the stage was set for a major technological breakthrough. Digital currencies had been floated for years, but it wasn't until Bitcoin's release in 2009 that the concept became tangible. Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper outlined a vision for a decentralized digital currency, sparking widespread interest and speculation. Craig, with his background in cryptography and networks, was well positioned to grasp Bitcoin's implications. He long believed in cryptographic protocols to secure and streamline online transactions. Bitcoin intrigued him as both a technological marvel and a potential disruptor of traditional financial systems. As Bitcoin gained traction, the mystery surrounding Satoshi Nakamoto captivated the world. Speculation about the identity of the person or group behind the moniker was rampant. Craig, too, watched the narrative unfold. He recognized the profound impact that anonymity and decentralization could have on finance and governance. Over the ensuing years, Craig's work continued to explore technology and cryptography's boundaries. His career, punctuated by successes and controversies, contributed to a complex public persona. He was a polarizing figure in the tech community, admired for his intellect and criticized for his audacious claims. Yet, Craig remained steadfast in his belief in technology's transformative power. He envisioned a future where digital currencies and decentralized networks could empower individuals and challenge established systems. His life's work testified to this conviction, reflecting both his passion and relentless pursuit of innovation. As Chapter 1 closes, we find ourselves at a pivotal point in Craig Wright's journey. The seeds of his future claims have been sown, rooted in early experiences and academic pursuits. Each step has brought him closer to the heart of the cryptocurrency conversation, where innovation and controversy blur. What follows is a deep dive into Bitcoin's rise and the enigmatic Satoshi Nakamoto, setting the stage for the next chapter in this unfolding saga. The first signal of change came quietly. In 2009, Bitcoin emerged, a term soon to be synonymous with digital innovation and financial upheaval. It wasn't merely the currency that drew eyes, but the groundbreaking technology beneath it, the blockchain. This technology promised a decentralized future, offering an immutable, transparent ledger free from the influence of middlemen and gatekeepers. Bitcoin's timing was impeccable. The world was still reeling from the 2008 financial crisis, a seismic event that shattered trust in traditional financial institutions. Markets had crashed, banks faltered, and governments scrambled to stabilize teetering economies. Amidst this uncertainty, Bitcoin presented a compelling alternative, a currency beyond the grasp of central authorities, both accessible and secure. For many, it felt like a revolution. Yet at the core of this upheaval lay a mystery. The mastermind behind Bitcoin remained hidden under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. This name, stripped of any tangible identity, became the center of intrigue and speculation. Satoshi's pivotal paper, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, appeared on October 31, 2008. In just 9 pages, it outlined a system allowing online payments directly between parties, bypassing financial institutions. It was more than a technical document. It was a manifesto challenging traditional views of money and authority. As Bitcoin's foundation took shape, Nakamoto engaged with early developers. Through emails and forums, he communicated with precision, maintaining a polite detachment. By the end of 2010, Nakamoto withdrew from public view, leaving a legacy both inspiring and perplexing. Bitcoin's value began to fluctuate wildly. In July 2010, its price first climbed to 8 cents. By April 2011, it surpassed $1, showcasing growing adoption and interest. But more than numbers, it was the promise of a new way to think about value and trust, free from the flaws that led to the financial crisis, that captured imaginations. Who was Satoshi Nakamoto? This question gripped many, spawning theories from plausible to fantastical. Some suggested Nakamoto was a cryptographic prodigy alone. Others, a consortium of developers or a secretive government body. In the wake of Bitcoin's rise, several individuals claimed to be the elusive creator, yet none could irrefutably prove their claims. It was within this fertile ground of mystery that Craig Wright would later stake his controversial claim. Before Wright's assertion, Bitcoin's story was one of meteoric rise and challenges. Alongside Bitcoin, myriad cryptocurrencies proliferated, each boasting unique features. Yet Bitcoin remained the original, the benchmark for all others. Its ascent was not smooth. Regulatory bodies worldwide struggled to categorize and control this novel form of money. Some countries embraced Bitcoin's potential, others saw it as a threat to financial stability. This tension between innovation and regulation persisted. In 2013, the FBI shut down Silk Road, an online black market. This platform, using Bitcoin for anonymous transactions, symbolized both the currency's privacy potential and associated risks. The closure highlighted cryptocurrency's darker sides: money laundering, illegal dealings, regulatory evasion. Yet Bitcoin endured, its value and significance growing. By December 2017, Bitcoin's value soared to nearly $20,000. This peak, driven by speculation and soaring interest, made Bitcoin a household name. However, this fame brought volatility, with prices plummeting dramatically later, reminding all of the nascent nature of this digital frontier. Against this backdrop of innovation and uncertainty, Satoshi Nakamoto's mythos deepened. Conferences convened, papers published, forums buzzed with debate. The Bitcoin community was diverse: idealists, technologists, investors, skeptics. Each saw in Bitcoin a revolution, a tool, a commodity, or a speculative bubble. As years passed, Bitcoin's blockchain technology found use beyond currency. Industries from finance to healthcare explored its potential, heralding an era of decentralized applications. The promise was transparency, efficiency, security, potentially transforming how data and value are managed globally. Throughout this, Satoshi Nakamoto's absence loomed large. His anonymity fueled Bitcoin's mystique and validated its decentralized ethos. Yet it left a void, a space for claims about the true identity of Bitcoin's creator. In this identity vacuum, Craig Wright's declaration rippled across the cryptocurrency landscape. Before his claim, Bitcoin's story was one of potential and uncertainty, a narrative crafted not by one, but by a global community. A community embracing a new world vision, grappling with its building challenges. Bitcoin transcended currency. It was a movement, a testament to collaboration and relentless innovation against established norms. It posed questions about trust, authority, and the future of money itself. As we proceed in exploring Craig Wright's claim to be Satoshi Nakamoto, we peel back the layers of a narrative as complex as it is captivating. The stage is set for one of the most controversial claims in cryptocurrency history. The laptop screen flickered, casting an eerie glow in the dim room. It was May 2016. Craig Wright, an Australian computer scientist, prepared to step into the glaring spotlight of the cryptocurrency world. He claimed to be Satoshi Nakamoto, the elusive creator of Bitcoin. His announcement sent shockwaves through a community hungry for answers. To grasp the gravity of this moment, we must explore Bitcoin's tangled origins. The digital currency emerged in 2009, promising a financial revolution free from governmental control. Satoshi Nakamoto, the enigmatic figure behind Bitcoin, vanished from public view in 2011. He left a mystery that fueled endless speculation. Who was the person behind this groundbreaking innovation? Wright's bid for Nakamoto's identity demanded scrutiny. The cryptocurrency community, with its high standards of proof, required irrefutable verification. Wright, aware of the magnitude of his claim, presented what he called digital signatures. These cryptographic proofs, he argued, linked him to Bitcoin's original transactions. Yet skepticism prevailed. The cryptographic community's response was particularly revealing. Noted experts like Nick Szabo and Gavin Andresen entered the fray. Andresen, after a private demonstration in London, initially supported Wright's claim. Even he later wavered. The digital signatures Wright provided were dissected and doubted. Dan Kaminsky, a security researcher, dismissed them as trivially forgeable. Amid this storm, the media shaped public perception. Major outlets like the BBC and The Economist extensively covered Wright's announcement. Some leaned towards skepticism, others cautiously entertained his claim. This mirrored the public's divided opinion, where belief and disbelief coexisted precariously. Despite the skepticism, some entertained the notion of Wright's truth. The allure of finally putting a face to the near-mythical name was undeniable. Bitcoin's rise transformed it from an obscure digital experiment into a financial juggernaut. The creator's identity had reached legendary status. Wright's claim thrust him into a narrative where fact and fiction danced together. In the days following his announcement, Wright faced mounting pressure. The community demanded he sign a message with one of Satoshi's original private keys. Such a simple act would confirm his identity. Yet Wright hesitated. He cited personal reasons, claiming it would betray the privacy he valued. This reluctance only fueled further doubt. Many saw it as a glaring omission. Beyond cryptographic debates and media coverage, the human aspect of Wright's claim unfolded. His family and close associates were drawn into the whirlwind of attention. Their lives became subjects of public scrutiny. Wright, a man with complex motivations and an enigmatic past, found himself at the narrative's center. It was a story questioning truth and identity in the digital age. For those who knew Wright, his assertion was both shocking and intriguing. Colleagues from academia and business ventures offered mixed reflections. Some saw him as a visionary with unmatched intellect. Others perceived ambition and a craving for recognition. These accounts added layers to an already complex story. Wright's motivations were as inscrutable as the mystery he claimed to solve. In subsequent months, Wright retreated from the public eye. The initial fervor of his claim gave way to quieter, reflective moments. Yet, the conversations he sparked continued to resonate. The question of Satoshi's identity remained unresolved, like an unfinished symphony. Wright's story, filled with tantalizing hints and unanswered questions, became a chapter in Bitcoin's larger history. It testified to the enigma surrounding its origins. As the dust settled, the world pondered the implications of Wright's claim. At its core, the episode raised questions about identity, authenticity, and belief in a digitally defined world. In a realm where anonymity served as both shield and cloak, unmasking Satoshi Nakamoto transcended curiosity. It mirrored humanity's eternal quest for truth, a reminder of the tenuous line between known and unknowable. For the cryptocurrency community, Wright's claim prompted introspection. It challenged the trust and verification foundations underpinning digital currency. In an environment where code was law and cryptographic proof was currency, the debate over Wright's identity highlighted complexities in a decentralized system. As 2016 ended, echoes of Wright's declaration lingered. His announcement hadn't provided desired closure. Yet it reshaped discourse around Bitcoin's enigmatic origins. Some saw a missed opportunity for clarity. Others viewed it as an inevitable outcome in a narrative as intricate as blockchain itself. For Craig Wright, the journey wasn't over. His claim to be Satoshi Nakamoto would continue shadowing him. It influenced perceptions and sparked discussions for years. Whether he created Bitcoin or was merely part of its story, his role in cryptocurrency history was cemented. Wright's declaration irrevocably altered the landscape. Ripple effects were felt across digital and financial worlds. The dialogues it inspired weren't confined to cryptocurrency enthusiasts. They reached broader conversations about trust, credibility, and narrative power in shaping reality. In a world where identities could be crafted and concealed, the search for Satoshi Nakamoto became emblematic of a larger quest for understanding. As the chapter on Wright's claim closed, one certainty remained. The story of Bitcoin and its enigmatic creator wasn't finished. Questions awaited answers, mysteries demanded unraveling, and truths awaited discovery. The curtain had been pulled back, but beyond lay a landscape still shrouded in shadows, awaiting the next revelation. The journey through these complexities would continue, driven by those seeking to unravel Satoshi Nakamoto's mystery and the origins of a digital revolution. Each revelation, each insight, added to the story's growing tapestry, one that transcended borders, cultures, and time. In cryptocurrency's world, where past and future converged, Satoshi Nakamoto's legend was a testament to innovation's enduring power and the human spirit's relentless pursuit of knowledge. In the aftermath of Craig Wright's contentious claim, the world waited for the evidence that could resolve one of the digital age's greatest mysteries. Wright, standing at a critical juncture, presented digital signatures he argued would substantiate his identity as Satoshi Nakamoto, the enigmatic creator of Bitcoin. These signatures, he claimed, were cryptographic proof, linking him directly to Satoshi's original work and vision. Yet, as the technical details emerged, the community observed with a mix of anticipation and skepticism. Wright chose to reveal his evidence publicly on May 2, 2016. The announcement took place in London, a city that, for centuries, had been a hub for financial innovation and intrigue. He selected the moment carefully, knowing that the reveal could forever alter his life and the future of cryptocurrency. Journalists and tech enthusiasts gathered, both in person and online, eager for the moment that could end years of speculation. However, the atmosphere was tense, anticipation mingling with doubt. The digital signatures Wright presented were intended to irrefutably link him to the Satoshi identity by demonstrating his ability to sign a message using the same cryptographic methods as those used by Bitcoin's creator. Cryptography experts, however, were quick to dissect the evidence, scrutinizing every byte of the data he provided. They noted inconsistencies and raised questions about the methods used in his demonstration. The skepticism was immediate and vocal. Notable figures within the crypto community, such as Vitalik Buterin and Andreas Antonopoulos, voiced their doubts, pointing out that the process to prove ownership of a key could be easily manipulated if not done transparently. The evidence offered by Wright focused on a signature that allegedly matched a cryptographic key associated with Satoshi Nakamoto. He demonstrated this to several key figures in private settings before the public announcement. Among those present were Gavin Andresen, a respected developer in the Bitcoin community, and John Matonis, a founding director of the Bitcoin Foundation. Their initial endorsements gave his claims a veneer of credibility. Yet, the broader community was not easily convinced. Many demanded that Wright publicly prove his claim by signing an arbitrary message with Satoshi's original key, a request he declined. This refusal added fuel to the growing doubts about the authenticity of his assertion. A deeper analysis of the cryptographic signatures provided by Wright was undertaken by cryptography experts. They noted that the evidence was not as conclusive as Wright had suggested. Concerns arose that the signatures could have been reconstructed from publicly available information, rather than being generated from exclusive access to Satoshi's private keys. As the debate raged on, Wright's reluctance to provide more definitive proof led to further erosion of trust. The demand for transparency and incontrovertible evidence intensified, echoing throughout the tech and financial sectors. It was a call for clarity in a world increasingly clouded by digital ambiguity. Despite the controversy, Wright maintained his position. He insisted that he possessed the knowledge and resources required to create Bitcoin. His assertions were met with a barrage of questions about motive and intent. Was he seeking recognition, financial gain, or something more profound? Perhaps a place in history alongside the pioneers of technological revolutions. The enigma of his motivations added yet another layer to the complex tapestry of his public persona. As his claim faced relentless scrutiny, his credibility hung in the balance, swaying with each new piece of information that emerged. Amid the challenging landscape of public opinion, Wright's past came under the microscope. His history in Australia, his business dealings, and a myriad of legal entanglements were all analyzed in search of clues. Reports surfaced about failed ventures and his involvement in tax disputes. The Australian Taxation Office had once investigated his companies, further complicating the narrative surrounding him. Each revelation added to the skepticism, painting a picture of a man whose past was as complicated as his present. The crypto community, fiercely protective of Bitcoin's origins and ideals, continued to question the veracity of Wright's claim. They valued the decentralized nature of Bitcoin and feared that linking its origins to a single, controversial figure could undermine its underlying principles. For many, the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto was less important than the impact of his creation. Bitcoin was a movement, a challenge to traditional financial systems, and the debate over its creator was seen as a distraction from the potential of the technology itself. Yet, the mystery of Satoshi remained a compelling narrative, one that many could not resist engaging with, despite its potential to divide. As the evidence unraveled, the media's interest in Wright's story intensified. Publications worldwide reported on the unfolding drama, from the New York Times to The Guardian. The coverage was mixed, with some articles presenting Wright as a possible genius who had developed a revolutionary technology, while others portrayed him as a charlatan seeking fame. This dichotomy reflected the polarizing effect his claim had on the public. The narrative was complex and multifaceted, with every new revelation fueling further debate. It became a story not just about technology, but about identity, trust, and the nature of truth in the digital age. The turning point in Wright's saga was not just about the evidence he presented, but also about the reactions it provoked. The digital world, with its constant flux and rapid dissemination of information, proved to be both an asset and a challenge. Wright's claim thrust him into the limelight, subjecting him to intense scrutiny. His every move, statement, and piece of evidence was dissected by a global audience with an insatiable appetite for answers. This relentless examination paralleled the inherently transparent nature of the blockchain technology he claimed to have pioneered, yet it also highlighted the opacity that can surround personal identity and intent. As this chapter of Craig Wright's story unfolded, it became increasingly clear that the question of whether he was truly Satoshi Nakamoto might never be definitively resolved. The complexities of digital verification, compounded by human skepticism, created an environment where absolute certainty remained elusive. Yet the importance of his claim and the subsequent debate it sparked extended far beyond the confines of his personal identity. It raised significant questions about the nature of innovation, the role of anonymity in technological advancement, and the ways in which we construct and deconstruct narratives in a digital world. The search for truth became as much about philosophical and ethical considerations as it was about cryptography and signatures. In the years that followed, the discourse around Wright's claim would continue to evolve, influenced by new developments and shifting perspectives. Legal battles, technical analyses, and public opinion all played roles in shaping the legacy of his assertions. The intersection of law, technology, and human curiosity created a dynamic and ongoing dialogue. As the story of Craig Wright moved forward, it served as a reminder of the complexities inherent in our digital age, challenging us to consider the balance between skepticism and belief, between evidence and interpretation. The saga, far from concluding, became a mirror reflecting our ongoing journey to understand the boundaries of truth and identity in a world defined by innovation and interconnectedness. The server went dark at 4:07 a.m. By late 2016, skepticism began to overshadow certainty in Craig Wright's story. Voices within the crypto community amplified their doubts, questioning Wright's claim to being Satoshi Nakamoto. Influential figures like Vitalik Buterin, co-founder of Ethereum, publicly challenged Wright to provide irrefutable proof. The demand for transparency became a rallying cry, echoing through digital forums and conferences alike. The heart of the skepticism lay in the cryptographic world's demand for validation. Cryptography, with its roots tracing back to ancient times, thrives on public verification. Trust here is built on transparent and provable truths. Wright's refusal to sign a message with Satoshi's original private key left a void. Questions quickly filled that void, a void both historical and technical, as many felt that without this proof, Wright's narrative remained incomplete. In early 2017, at a blockchain conference in New York City, the topic of Wright was unavoidable. Attendees, well-versed in technology and philosophy, debated heatedly over lunch breaks and late-night gatherings. Conversations often circled back to two words: trust and evidence. Panelists like Nick Szabo, a respected figure in digital currency, articulated the sentiment best. Without concrete cryptographic evidence, Wright's claim was akin to an unsolved puzzle. For Wright, the pressure was mounting. Each public appearance and private meeting carried the unspoken question: why not prove it once and for all? Yet, rather than silence his detractors with a simple cryptographic signature, Wright chose a different path. He delved deeper into Bitcoin's philosophical and technical implications. Many found his vision both insightful and perplexing. As 2017 progressed, Wright's narrative took on elements of a philosophical inquiry. He spoke not just of Bitcoin, but of the broader implications for decentralization. At a University of Cambridge talk, he posited that true decentralization challenged power structures. This notion resonated with libertarians and technologists alike. Yet, without definitive proof of his identity, these ideas floated in abstraction. The scrutiny intensified with the release of the Paradise Papers in November 2017. These leaked documents unveiled financial dealings of the world's elite, including Wright's own complex business networks. The revelations added fuel to the fire. Critics saw it as further evidence of a smoke and mirrors game. Supporters argued it was merely a distraction from the real issue at hand. Within days, the media seized upon the story. Headlines in The Guardian and the New York Times painted a picture of intrigue and complexity. Reporters detailed Wright's connections to multi-million-dollar business deals and offshore companies. They painted a mosaic of ambition and secrecy. Yet for all the coverage, the core question lingered unresolved. Was Craig Wright truly Satoshi Nakamoto? In December 2017, another twist added layers to the unfolding drama. Wright sued Roger Ver, a prominent figure in the Bitcoin community, over alleged defamation. Ver, who once promoted Bitcoin extensively, had become a vocal critic of Wright. He questioned Wright's authenticity and motives. The lawsuit was emblematic of Wright's strategy to counterattack against his detractors through legal means, further entangling his narrative in the courts. As 2018 dawned, Wright's legal battles multiplied. In February, he faced a high-profile lawsuit with the estate of David Kleiman, a deceased computer forensics expert and early Bitcoin adopter. The Kleiman estate alleged Wright engaged in a scheme to seize billions of dollars worth of Bitcoins and intellectual property from Kleiman's legacy. This lawsuit, filed in the United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida, became a significant chapter in Wright's ongoing saga. Amidst the legal wranglings, Wright continued asserting his role in Bitcoin's creation. In numerous interviews and presentations, he expressed frustration with the ongoing skepticism. He claimed his work required secrecy. His contributions, he argued, were not for personal glory, but for blockchain technology's advancement. Yet, these assertions did little to quell the growing tide of public doubt. The crypto community, notorious for exhaustive debates, found itself divided. Some saw Wright as a visionary pushing boundaries. Others viewed him as an opportunist. Forums like BitcoinTalk.org and Reddit buzzed with theories and counter-theories. Hackers and hobbyists dug through archives, hoping to uncover any shred of evidence that would definitively settle the matter. In April 2018, Wright made another strategic move. He announced his involvement with N-Chain, a company dedicated to blockchain research and development. N-Chain's mission, as articulated by Wright, was to advance digital currency technology and foster global adoption. This development offered a glimpse into Wright's long-term vision. It reassured some skeptics of his commitment to the technology's evolution. Yet, despite these advancements, legal and public relations battles continued to overshadow Wright's technological pursuits. As summer 2018 unfolded, Wright oscillated between courtrooms and conferences. Each sphere demanded a different kind of defense, a defense of his identity, intentions, and contributions to cryptocurrency. By the end of 2018, the narrative around Wright had become a complex weave of ambition, doubt, and legal intricacy. As cases dragged on, each court date became a focal point for media speculation. Observers noted Wright seemed undeterred. He was driven by a mix of defiance and determination. Yet the question of proof remained central, an ever-present shadow in every legal proceeding and public appearance. As 2019 approached, the world of cryptocurrency stood at a crossroads. Bitcoin had weathered fluctuations in value and perception, yet the foundational question of its creator lingered unresolved. For Wright, the journey was far from over. Legal battles, public skepticism, and the quest for validation would carry forward into the new year. In January 2019, Wright appeared at a blockchain summit in Singapore. He sought to reaffirm his dedication to the principles underlying Bitcoin. Here, he elaborated on technical aspects and potential future developments. Despite the legal challenges, Wright's resolve seemed unshaken. The divide between his words and the demanded proof remained as wide as ever. As we reach this point in history, one thing becomes clear. The story of Craig Wright is more than a claim to an identity. It reflects broader themes in technology, truth, and human ambition. The real and the perceived blend into a narrative that compels us to question who holds the keys to digital identities, and what it truly means to be a creator in the digital age. Yet the saga continues, with each chapter unfolding new dimensions of inquiry and insight. On a crisp June morning in 2018, Florida's courthouse buzzed with anticipation. Craig Wright faced a storm, claiming to be Satoshi Nakamoto. The case, Kleeman v. Wright, was a legal whirlwind. Ira Kleeman, representing his deceased brother's estate, accused Wright of manipulating documents. They claimed Wright misappropriated Bitcoin mined with Dave Kleiman, a fellow cryptographer. The billion-dollar suit was monumental. It mattered not only to Wright, but to the entire cryptocurrency community. In the courtroom, Wright's demeanor shifted between confidence and defensiveness. His lawyers crafted a defense focusing on his blockchain contributions. They questioned Ira Kleiman's assertions. The prosecution, however, painted Wright as a manipulator. They argued he fabricated stories to capitalize on Bitcoin's rise. Wright insisted his relationship with Dave Kleiman was key to Bitcoin's birth. Yet, the evidence seemed fragile, hinging on disputed testimony and documents. Tensions ran high. Both sides presented complex arguments about the origins and rightful ownership of potentially billions in Bitcoin. Judge Beth Bloom navigated a maze of technical jargon and conflicting testimonies. A pivotal moment came when Wright was questioned about Satoshi Nakamoto's private keys. His evasive response cited legal and personal constraints. Critics outside seized on this, doubting his claim further. The trial scrutinized emails and internal documents, with forensic experts called to authenticate them. Wright's team argued the emails were genuine, showing a pre-Bitcoin collaboration. Opposing experts found discrepancies, suggesting possible fabrications. This cast further shadows on Wright's narrative. Dave Kleiman died in 2013 under tragic circumstances, unable to confirm or deny the stories. Wright described him as an instrumental partner, but without tangible evidence, the narrative remained uncorroborated. Friends and colleagues depicted Kleiman as private, his cryptographic skill undisputed. His involvement in Bitcoin's creation, however, was speculative. The trial intensified scrutiny on Wright's character. Allegations of past misrepresentations resurfaced. Prosecutors highlighted previous claims about his academic and professional achievements. Wright maintained composure, dismissing them as distractions. The trial symbolized the struggle between trust and verification in the cryptocurrency world. Bitcoin, founded on decentralization and transparency, was paradoxically embroiled in secrecy. The courtroom battle, like Bitcoin's history, underscored the interplay of innovation and ambition. Meanwhile, the public and media followed the proceedings closely. The crypto community, already skeptical, dissected every development. Online forums buzzed with debate. Some delved into cryptographic technicalities. Others speculated on the motivations driving the case. In closing arguments, Wright's team highlighted his vision in creating Bitcoin. They urged the court to recognize his intangible contributions. The prosecution, however, returned to a premise. Without clear evidence, Wright's claims were stories, not facts. The August 2019 verdict was complex. It did not settle questions of ownership or authenticity. The jury found Wright should pay damages. The amount and implications remained legally debated. The ruling did not affirm Wright's claim as Satoshi. Uncertainties lingered over his reputation. For many in the crypto world, the outcome was unsatisfying. It left as many questions unanswered as it resolved. The trial became a prism for broader themes of identity, proof, and belief. It challenged assumptions about truth in the digital age. In the aftermath, Wright insisted on his role in Bitcoin's creation. He shifted focus to other blockchain projects. His determination to remain a key figure was undiminished. Legal setbacks and public skepticism persisted. Lawsuits and counterclaims emerged from the trial, layering Wright's narrative. Legal scholars, cryptographers, and enthusiasts debated the trial's implications. It served as a case study in adjudicating digital rights and intellectual property. Craig Wright's story, full of controversy and intrigue, did not conclude neatly. It highlighted the tension between technology's potential and human conflict. As Bitcoin evolved, Satoshi Nakamoto's true identity remained an enigma. The mystery was as vast as the network itself. For Wright, courtroom battles were a crucible. They tested his resolve and reshaped his public image. He emerged without a definitive victory, but with deeper insights. Claiming such a contested legacy was complex. Through it all, the digital landscape evolved, influenced by his story. Wright's journey underscored the paradoxes of a digital world. Information was both ephemeral and enduring. Technology was both creator and destroyer. As the dust settled, one thing was clear. Craig Wright's claim to be Satoshi Nakamoto was unfinished. It remained a thread in cryptocurrency's ongoing narrative. It reminded us of the power and peril in technological revolutions. The crypto world watched closely. The next chapter in this drama could redefine Wright's legacy. It might redefine trust and ownership in the digital age. The future, like Bitcoin, held limitless possibilities. Each was as uncertain and unpredictable as the last. On June 25, 2022, the courtroom buzzed with anticipation. a Florida jury was ready to deliver its verdict in a high-stakes trial. Central to the drama was Craig Wright, a man claiming to be Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's elusive creator. The case revolved around allegations from the estate of David Kleiman, Wright's former associate. Some believed Kleiman played a crucial role in Bitcoin's birth. The proceedings were a maze of technical evidence, personal grievances, and the looming shadow of Satoshi. David Kleiman died in 2013. His brother, Ira Kleiman, launched the lawsuit against Wright. He claimed Wright had cheated the estate out of billions in Bitcoin. Over weeks, the trial unfolded, a tangled narrative of collaboration and betrayal. Wright and Kleiman once shared dreams and mutual respect, yet their partnership fractured under the weight of unresolved claims and potential fortune. The jury's decision was intricate and partial. They found Wright liable for conversion, but not for fraud. $100 million was the price tag. Wright was ordered to pay this to W&K Info Defense Research LLC, linked closely to Kleiman. The ruling offered a semblance of resolution but left many questions unanswered. It mirrored the complex web of relationships and the murky nature of early cryptocurrency endeavors. Wright's response was defiant. He claimed the verdict supported his identity as Satoshi. Critics disagreed, viewing the outcome as a legal technicality. The trial highlighted the broader challenges of proving ownership in a decentralized world. Wright's absence of cryptographic proof remained a significant hurdle. Public opinion continued to weigh heavily on this absence. The trial's aftermath rippled beyond the courtroom walls. Within the cryptocurrency community, it exposed contradictions in Bitcoin's origin story. Bitcoin, created by an anonymous figure, was now embroiled in disputes over identity. This clash reflected a deeper philosophical debate about decentralization and recognition. It questioned the role of individual acclaim in a system designed to avoid centralized authority. The legal battle impacted Wright personally and professionally. Within tech circles, opinions were starkly divided. Some saw him as a visionary under attack. Others saw an opportunist exploiting the unknown. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin publicly criticized Wright. Buterin labeled his claims fraudulent, damaging to the community's credibility. His comments resonated with many in the crypto space. In Australia, Wright's homeland, media scrutiny intensified. Reports examined his past ventures and academic credentials. Doubts about the legitimacy of his degrees surfaced. This fueled debate over his credibility. The narrative about Wright transcended his claim to be Satoshi. It now entwined questions of authenticity and the nature of expertise. Psychologically, the toll on Wright was evident. In interviews, he described enduring personal attacks and threats. He painted a picture of a man under siege by skepticism, yet his resolve appeared unshaken. Wright remained active at conferences, giving talks and engaging publicly. His appearances polarized audiences, sparking fiery debates and media attention. Despite these challenges, Wright was relentless in seeking recognition. He pursued new lawsuits, claiming defamation by opponents. Critics accused him of using litigation to silence dissent. The courtroom became his arena, where he fought to assert his narrative. Ongoing skepticism formed the backdrop of these legal battles. For observers, the focus on Wright's identity was about more than proof. It highlighted the broader implications for cryptocurrency. The case underscored difficulties in attributing creation in an anonymous, open-source landscape. It illuminated the interplay of innovation and intellectual property within digital currencies. The complexities of this interplay were now on full display. In finance, the trial's outcome barely moved Bitcoin's market. Investors used to crypto's volatility largely ignored the developments. Yet for historians, Wright's story became a case study. It intersected technology, law, and human ambition. It challenged traditional ideas of authorship, offering insights into digital innovation's evolving nature. As time passed, Wright's narrative fueled ongoing debate. Conferences became arenas for discussions about identity in the digital era. The story of Satoshi Nakamoto shifted from mystery to legal dispute. It required reevaluation of pioneering in rapidly changing technological times. In reflecting on the saga, many in the cryptocurrency community sought a new focus. They wanted to move past controversy. The goal was to emphasize blockchain's potential over individual claims. This sentiment resonated with developers advocating for collaboration and transparency. They believed the future of cryptocurrency lay in its transformative potential. Outside the cryptocurrency sphere, Wright's legal battles drew mainstream media attention. Coverage often painted him as a divisive figure. He became emblematic of the challenges of technological disruption. Craig Wright's story reflected society's struggle to adapt to a digital economy. Traditional power structures faced continual challenges. As Wright navigated his claims' complexities, cryptocurrency evolved. New technologies emerged and regulatory frameworks began to form. The industry wrestled with security, privacy, and scalability. Each challenge presented new opportunities. Amid these changes, the question of identity lingered. It was a reminder of the human element driving innovation. Wright's legacy, still unfolding, illustrated tension between anonymity and recognition. His story invited reflection on creativity and validation. The relentless search for truth was at its core. Craig Wright's saga, complex and multifaceted, highlighted the interplay of ambition and innovation. It was a testament to the enduring quest for identity. The journey continued, revealing new layers of a captivating and confounding story. The server went dark at 4:07 a.m. The investigation into Craig Wright's claim had taken on a new dimension. It wasn't just about the technical merits anymore. The inquiry now probed the nature of truth in the digital age. Here we delve into this complex investigation. The players, their motives, and the stakes are laid bare. Journalists who had followed Bitcoin since its inception made the first significant moves. Names like Nathaniel Popper of the New York Times and John Biggs of TechCrunch were prominent. They had sought to unravel the enigma of Nakamoto's identity long before Wright's claims. Their expertise and in-depth research framed Wright's unfolding story. In spring 2016, as Wright's claim went public, these journalists intensified their efforts. They sifted through years of emails, forum posts, and digital breadcrumbs left by the elusive Satoshi. Each piece of evidence was scrutinized for authenticity. A forum post from 2010 or a series of blockchain transactions was analyzed for relevance. The investigation extended beyond journalism. Law enforcement and regulatory agencies worldwide took interest. The Australian Taxation Office, previously entangled with Wright over tax issues, was particularly invested. They aimed to understand the financial implications of Wright's claim. Was there an undisclosed trove of Bitcoin? The potential market impact of such a revelation was significant. In the United States, the Securities and Exchange Commission watched closely. While primarily concerned with securities, they knew the lines between cryptocurrencies and traditional financial instruments were blurring. Wright's claim, if validated, could shift market dynamics. Assessing the legitimacy was crucial to safeguard investor interests. Meanwhile, cryptographic experts maintained a cautious line between skepticism and open-mindedness. They dissected the digital signatures Wright provided. These were compared against known Satoshi material. The debate raged on cryptographic forums and at conferences such as DEF CON and Chaos Communication Congress. Dan Kaminsky, a noted security researcher, publicly voiced doubts about the cryptographic proofs Wright presented. Kaminsky, in a detailed blog post, outlined vulnerabilities and inconsistencies in Wright's evidence. His analysis was both technical and accessible. It helped a broader audience grasp the complexities of cryptographic verification. Such meticulous dissections were vital in this digital era. Here, the line between fact and fabrication often blurred. Wright's personal life came under scrutiny as well. Investigators sought to understand the man behind the claim. They interviewed his collaborators, past and present. Some described him as brilliant yet mercurial, capable of visionary leaps yet prone to conflict. Others noted his intense focus on privacy and security, traits consistent with Satoshi's early communications. Wright's past writings and academic contributions were also examined. His published papers reflected a deep understanding of cryptography. However, controversies arose regarding their originality and impact. Critics pointed to overlaps with existing research. This raised questions about his contributions to the field. Such scrutiny was inevitable in a domain fierce about intellectual property and innovation. Amidst this maelstrom, Wright's supporters remained steadfast. Calvin Ayre, a prominent entrepreneur in cryptocurrency, publicly backed Wright. He argued Wright's vision for Bitcoin aligned with Nakamoto's original intent. This endorsement was not just an alliance. It was a calculated move to shape the narrative around Bitcoin's future. Yet for many in the crypto community, the investigation was about more than technical merit. Bitcoin was a symbol of decentralization and freedom from traditional financial systems. Wright's claim, true or false, challenged those ideals. It forced the community to confront its values and the principles Bitcoin was built upon. By late 2018, the investigation reached a critical juncture. New evidence emerged from a surprising source, a tranche of documents unearthed from an old hard drive Wright once discarded. These files, meticulously archived, included correspondence with early Bitcoin developers. They painted a complex picture of early Bitcoin discussions, revealing Wright's deep involvement long before his claim. The documents corroborated some of Wright's narrative. However, they did not provide the definitive proof many hoped for. Instead, they raised fresh questions about Bitcoin's early days. The ambiguity of these findings highlighted the challenge of investigating historical narratives in a digital world. As the investigation progressed, digital identity and privacy issues took center stage. Wright's claim forced a reevaluation of what constituted digital identity. In a world where anonymity was both a shield and a weapon, this was crucial. The discourse extended beyond Bitcoin to touch on surveillance, freedom, and digital rights. By early 2019, the investigation's scope broadened. It now included philosophical questions. What did it mean to own a digital identity? How could society balance transparency with privacy? These questions, though spurred by Wright's case, resonated globally. They challenged policymakers, technologists, and citizens to rethink digital frameworks. In the midst of this exploration, Wright remained a polarizing figure. He asserted his identity with conviction, intriguing some and infuriating others. The legal battles underscored deeper questions of authenticity and belief. They were ostensibly about financial claims and intellectual property. The investigation was no longer just about Wright or Bitcoin. It was about society's evolving relationship with technology and truth. It compelled participants to reflect on the narratives we create and the identities we choose to believe. As new evidence and perspectives emerged, the journey revealed complexities beyond Wright's claim. It had broader implications for a digital age grappling with its truths. With each revelation, the story deepened. It invited reconsideration of assumptions about identity and innovation. The investigation, relentless and multifaceted, became an ongoing dialogue. Trust and the boundaries of our digital world were under scrutiny. As this chapter closes, the narrative is far from over. The questions raised and stakes involved ensure the conversation continues. It evolves with each new discovery. Much remains to uncover, and the journey beckons us onward. Legacy is a tapestry woven from threads of time, intertwined with history and human experience. Craig Wright's claim to be Satoshi Nakamoto is one such thread, intricately knotted into the narrative of cryptocurrency. As we delve deeper into the implications and echoes of Wright's assertion, we find ourselves standing at the intersection of technology and human ambition. In the years following Wright's controversial announcement in 2016, the cryptocurrency world has watched his every move with a mix of fascination and skepticism. These years have been marked by intense scrutiny, where every piece of evidence and every statement has been dissected in search of truth. The legacy that Wright has carved is not solely his own, but is a reflection of a broader narrative about trust, identity, and innovation in the digital age. Bitcoin, the brainchild of an anonymous entity, has grown beyond its nascent roots to become a cornerstone of digital finance. By 2021, the market capitalization of Bitcoin soared past $1 trillion, a testament to its enduring impact on global economics. This remarkable growth is set against the backdrop of Wright's claim, a reminder of the profound influence that a single idea can wield. Wright's legacy is, in many ways, a microcosm of the larger story of Bitcoin itself, a story of disruption, of challenging the status quo, and of redefining value. Yet it is also a story of controversy, marked by legal battles and public disputes that continue to unfold. In 2022, a court ruled in favor of Wright in a case that could have cost him billions, but it also highlighted the persistent doubts and questions surrounding his identity as Satoshi. The legal dimensions of Wright's legacy are significant. These court cases have not only shaped public perception, but have also set precedents that will influence the cryptocurrency landscape for years to come. Wright's victories and losses in courtrooms across the globe illustrate the complexities of proving one's identity in an era where digital footprints often hold more weight than physical evidence. Yet beyond the legal skirmishes and the cacophony of public opinion, there lies a human story. A story about a man who dared to claim the mantle of a shadowy figure who changed the world. Wright's personal journey through this labyrinth of belief and skepticism offers a poignant insight into the nature of belief itself. In 2019, in a televised interview, Wright broke down in tears, expressing the burden of carrying such a monumental claim. This moment of vulnerability exposed the deeply personal stakes involved in his quest for recognition. For those who stand by Wright's claim, he is a visionary, a pioneer who has dared to step out from the shadows and claim his creation. For others, he is at best a pretender, and at worst an opportunist seeking to capitalize on the mystery surrounding Satoshi Nakamoto. This divide is emblematic of the broader challenges faced by the digital age. The struggle to separate fact from fiction, the difficulty of establishing trust in a world where anonymity reigns supreme. Wright, with his 17 degrees and a complex history, embodies these contradictions. He is a figure who commands attention, not only for his claims but also for the broader questions those claims raise about identity and innovation. As we look to the future, the legacy of Craig Wright will likely be viewed through multiple lenses: legal, technological, and human. At its core, Wright's story is a reminder of the immense power of ideas and the enduring allure of mystery. Bitcoin, with its origins shrouded in anonymity, represents a new frontier in the digital realm. Wright's assertion of authorship over this innovation forces us to confront the mutable nature of identity in an increasingly interconnected world. As we chart the course of this legacy, it is crucial to recognize the broader implications for the cryptocurrency community. The debates sparked by Wright's claim have encouraged a deeper examination of the principles underpinning blockchain technology and the ethos of decentralization. In the wake of Wright's declaration, the community has been compelled to grapple with fundamental questions about the nature of trust and authority in a decentralized network. These discussions have catalyzed advancements in cryptographic techniques and have strengthened the resolve of those committed to preserving the spirit of the original Bitcoin white paper. The push for transparency and accountability within the cryptocurrency world has gained momentum, partly in response to the controversies surrounding Wright. This drive for clarity has led to innovations in blockchain governance and has spurred a new wave of projects dedicated to enhancing privacy and security. Wright's legacy, therefore, is not confined to his personal story. It is interwoven with the ongoing evolution of the blockchain landscape. In this way, Wright's impact extends far beyond the confines of his claim. It challenges us to reconsider how we validate truth in the digital age and how we reconcile the discrepancies between identity, innovation, and legacy. The questions raised by Wright's saga are echoed in the corridors of academia, law, and technology, as experts continue to debate the implications of his claim. The legacy of Craig Wright, with its complexities and contradictions, invites reflection on the broader human impulse to seek recognition and understanding. It is a story that underscores the transformative power of technology and the enduring mysteries that drive us to explore the unknown. As we move forward, the legacy of Wright and Bitcoin will continue to provoke thought, inspire innovation, and challenge assumptions. In the end, the legacy of Craig Wright may be defined not by definitive answers, but by the questions it leaves in its wake. As we ponder the intricate narrative of his claim, we are reminded of the unfinished nature of stories in the digital age, where the lines between creator and creation, between truth and belief, remain forever blurred. Yet it is precisely this uncertainty that fosters growth, driving us to seek clarity and understanding amidst the complexities of our interconnected world. As we close this chapter, the story of Craig Wright remains a testament to the ever-evolving landscape of technology and identity. His claim to being Satoshi Nakamoto, whether proven or not, will continue to resonate within the halls of digital finance and beyond. It challenges us to confront the very foundations of trust and authorship in a world where innovation knows no bounds. And so, as we draw nearer to the horizon of this narrative journey, we must consider the enduring questions it poses about identity, legacy, and truth. The story of Craig Wright and his claim to the identity of Satoshi is far from over, and its echoes will continue to reverberate through the annals of cryptocurrency history. The server dimmed at 4:07 a.m., casting shadows on Craig Wright's claims amid the skepticism they sparked. Within this intricate web lies a glimpse of our digital age, a world where identity, trust, and innovation intersect in surprising ways. Bitcoin's journey, from its enigmatic birth by the anonymous Satoshi Nakamoto to Wright's bold declarations, paints a vivid picture. It showcases a world grappling with the consequences of anonymity and authenticity. Craig Wright's tale transcends a mere claim of identity. It delves into the human need for certainty within a realm defined by shifting codes and digital signatures. When he stepped into the spotlight in 2016, declaring himself the architect of Bitcoin, the ensuing controversy shed light on our struggle with evidence and belief in a tech-driven world. In digital spaces, personas shift as fluidly as the data they inhabit. Trust becomes crucial, yet remains elusive. Wright's failure, or perhaps reluctance, to offer definitive proof by signing a message with Satoshi's private key left many unconvinced. This highlighted the complexity of proving identity in an era where every claim invites intense scrutiny. The legal battles that erupted after Wright's revelation were more than mere personal disputes. They posed broader societal questions. How do we verify identity in the digital realm? What does it mean when the technologies designed to free us from traditional structures bring us back to questions of proof and legitimacy? As the dust settles on this chapter of Bitcoin's history, we are reminded of a delicate balance: privacy and transparency, personal ambition and communal trust. This ongoing dialogue speaks volumes about the human condition and our adaptation to technological evolution. Craig Wright's story, layered with doubt and occasional conviction, mirrors our digital era's hopes, fears, and uncertainties. It compels us to ponder the nature of truth, the role of evidence, and the essence of innovation. As you drift into slumber, contemplate the delicate dance between technology and humanity, a dance defined by our relentless quest for progress and our timeless longing for authenticity. Let these reflections guide you into a restful night, where questions float gently in the realm of dreams. May you find peace in the mysteries yet to be unveiled, and solace in the quiet rhythms of the world unfolding around you.